Okay, let's just state the obvious. The non-invasive body contouring industry is exploding right now. But with that massive wave of opportunity comes a lot of confusion and, frankly, a lot of risk, especially when you start looking at training. So today, we're going to give you the insider's guide to navigating all of it.
And let's just kick things off with a major reality check. You might think the biggest risk in this business is the fancy laser or the super advanced fat freezing machine, but it's not. The biggest risk is the person using that technology and, more importantly, the training they have. That's exactly what we need to break down.
So, first things first, let's talk about the body contouring boom. You see, to really understand the risks, you have to get why this field is such a huge opportunity in the first place.
And what's so fascinating is how all these pieces fit together. People are actively looking for options that aren't surgery, that have less downtime, and that have a much more approachable price tag. This has literally moved body sculpting out of the operating room and right into local clinics and salons. It's created this enormous new market. But all of that opportunity has created a flood of training programs. And to be blunt, a lot of them are just plain dangerous. This is the key takeaway here. Non-invasive does not mean risk-free. Not for your client, and definitely not for your business. So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, I get the machine, I've got a client, what's the big deal? What could actually go wrong? Well, the answer is a whole lot, and the consequences can send ripples through your entire business. This right here, this is the chain reaction. Bad training means you might pick the wrong clients for a treatment, that leads to poor results, and you guessed it, unhappy customers, and that's when the real trouble starts. We're talking refunds, a trashed reputation, and even serious insurance or legal problems. And every single one of these nightmares, it all traces back to one thing, a gap in education. Okay, so how do we avoid all that? This is where we get into the playbook. We're going to decode the world as courses and certifications because, trust me, they are not all created equal. This table is a really good way to think about it. Those introductory or free courses, sure, they're fine if you're just curious and want to explore. Then you have the short paid courses that might focus on one specific machine. But if you are serious about building a real, sustainable, professional practice, your eyes have to be on that third category, comprehensive end-to-end education. All right, let's talk about that magic word, certification. Here's the deal. A credible certification isn't just a piece of paper you print out from some website. It is proof that you've gone through structured, professional training from a recognized school that actually covers theory, safety, and industry standards. The value of that paper is 100% tied to the quality of the provider who gave it to you, period. And look, if you take away only one thing from this, let it be this. A certification does not, I repeat, does not automatically grant you legal permission to practice. Think about it. You could get a certificate from a weekend course, but if your state or your local regulations require a specific license to touch a client with that device, that certificate is legally worthless. You could be shut down before you even really get started. Okay, so what does real training look like? The kind that actually builds a career? Well, it's about so much more than just learning how to push buttons on a machine. This slide just lays it out so perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got machine-focused training. You learn the buttons, you learn the settings. But on the other side, you have a holistic, professional education. We're talking about human anatomy, the biology of fat cells, the lymphatic system, proper client consultation. One approach creates a technician. The other builds a true professional. And when you have that deeper knowledge, something amazing happens. You develop professional judgment. You know when to say no to a client, which is honestly one of the most critical skills you can have. You can design effective treatment plans, you can manage expectations, and you can protect your business with proper documentation. This is what builds a reputation that lasts a lifetime. All right, let's put this all together into something you can actually use. Think of this as your personal checklist, your secret weapon for making a choice with total confidence. Here it is, your 5-point checklist. Seriously, screenshot this, write it down. And when you're talking to a training provider, you need to ask these questions. 1, do you cover safety and contraindications in depth? 2, do you explain the why behind the protocols or just give me a list of steps? 3, will I be ready for real clients and real-world situations? 4, is this training recognized by insurance providers and the industry? And 5, do you offer any kind of career support to help me build a business? If you can get 5 yeses, That's a really, really good sign.
Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple truth. The technology is just a tool. The most successful, most respected, and most profitable practitioners in this field are always built on a foundation of the best education.
So I want to leave you with this one question to really think about as you're looking at your options. Are you just trying to buy a certificate to hang on the wall? Or are you trying to build a career? Because the education you choose will absolutely determine that answer. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and good luck out there.